morning. Well, they're going to see me coming today, aren't they? All right. Today is HMS Rodney Day. Yeah. Anyway, first of all, there is no sunrise to show you. And there really isn't a rollback. Well, there's kind of a rollback, but it's not back here at the model table. Now, earlier this morning I was checking my computer and a little notification pops up in the lower right hand side of my screen that says Aussie Trekkie's put out another video on his Bismarck. I think it was step 45 or something. And so I'm thinking, hey, he's doing the Bismarck again. Now I'm subscribed to Scott, but I'm not getting notified. So I suppose I could always check every day, but I kind of gave up on it because he went and he started building trucks and stuff like that, and I just wasn't, I can appreciate the detail and everything, and I can appreciate his craftsmanship, but I was more interested. Well, let's go back to before I brought the model table upstairs here. I was watching Scott build the Bismarck. And then the build sort of dwindled down and it sort of ended, and I thought, well, I guess he's not doing it anymore. So it's really nice to see that he's doing it again. I think he's done about 4 or 5 episodes in the last week or so, just on the Bismarck. And this morning I was watching, and he's doing some beautiful work because he's doing the Pontos detailing kit. Accessory kit with it, so his is looking a lot better than mine. He's doing the binoculars, and I thought, wow, those look almost like the real thing. Anyway, enough about Scott and his build. Just to let some of you know, because I know some of you were following, and I know about 3 years ago when it was sort of dying out. You guys were asking me, what do you know anything about what happened to Scott? Well, he's doing his Bismarck again. Check it out. Now, I still haven't painted this where I have to do the painting. I'm going to do that this morning. May not do it on camera. And Gabe was saying something to the effect of, why didn't you use these little swabs that I sent you to mop up the mess you made at the bottom of the ventilators? Well, I'm going to zoom in later, and we've got to put almost an equal number around the back side of this thing. So I'm going to zoom in and show you why I don't try to mop up a mess like that. Because it will look worse. Anyway, yeah, we're going to do that. I'm sort of talking about what I'm thinking about at the time. You know how sometimes I like to be able to put the camera and have it slowly rotate around something? Like if I wanted to show you these ventilators, I'd mount the camera on something and slowly go around. Well, in a case like this, I can't do it because the ship is too long. Now, I suppose I could make something that was, went way out and went around the bow, and swung around that way, and then use my 200 millimeter. It'll focus in. The problem is when I use something like this at a distance, and any movement with the camera, no matter how slight, is magnified tremendously, and you get this shaking going on. Whereas if you can have the camera in closer, the shake is reduced a lot. Now, I was thinking it would be really nice if I could rotate the camera right around something like this. And then I thought, well, if it was hanging from overhead, then I could do it. Now I don't know if I'm going to build this thing, but I've sort of got an idea for something that would clamp onto my gantry in different places, and the camera would hang from it, and it would slowly rotate around. In fact, I could make it in such a way that it would go 360 degrees. And, that'd be really good to show something like this. Whereas the way it is right now on the ship, now if this was smaller, like a module, yeah, then you can go almost all the way around. Okay, enough about that. Yeah, I was saying there's no rollback. Well, I did do something yesterday afternoon. So why don't we just roll back and see what it is that I did yesterday afternoon. It's only about 2 minutes long, not even. I was out in the backyard straightening out the bird feeder. I wanted it to be a little bit more level. It was sort of sloped to the left. And anyway, when I was out there, I looked over at the birdhouse. And I'm standing there looking at it, and I'm thinking, it just doesn't look right. So when I got closer, I found out that the clean-out door on the side was, you might say, ajar. And I'm thinking, well, how could that happen? And I go and I look, and I think, well, the birds must have pulled that nail out that kept it shut. Now, I don't know if that's what happened. I know that they can be very mischievous, some of those birds, especially crows, but I couldn't see a crow landing on the perch there underneath that roof. It just wouldn't have been his nature to do that, I don't think. Anyway, I looked around on the ground. I didn't see the nail anywhere. It's quite possible that I might have put the birdhouse up and never had the nail in it to start with. So anyway, well, it's fixed now. We'll see how it goes. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the birds went in, looked around, and thought, I don't want to be falling out of here. Well, who knows? Okay, we are back. And I think that the nail that was used as a latch that was holding the clean-out door shut in the birdhouse must have fallen out when I was carrying the birdhouse into the backyard, and I never noticed. Yeah, I don't think a bird pulled it out. But anyway, here we've got a boo-boo as well. Now, I think what must have happened here is after I got through spraying this thing, something splattered right here. You can almost see where it sort of pooled and then ran down. Maybe when I was cleaning my airbrush, I just have no idea. But if I was to take one of these jars, and by the way, both of these are almost empty. There's very little in either one. This one says 70-100, but it's not diluted down that much anymore because I think probably a lot of the thinner has evaporated. I might try to use this one to see how it goes. But right here, yeah, that should be fairly easy to just put a little bit on there, just so that it doesn't. There's probably going to be mushroom vents and stuff like that going around the inside of the vent anyway. That's going to sort of hide this, or not vent, but I mean the inside of the breakwater. Yeah, let's recompose here and see if I can put this at just the right angle for both you and for me. Okay, here is the plan. Here's the piece of bare plastic that we got to try and cover up. Now I notice I got a little bit of the 66 right here in the corner, but I'm not going to try and fix that because it'll probably be more obvious if I do. So we'll just leave this alone. And the idea being is that you can see in looking this way, and I can see in looking this way equally as well. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's put the macro lens on, and yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're just going to let that evaporate. Now we got this thing on the corner here. I'm wondering, let's just see what's going to happen. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to touch that up. I hope I didn't put on so much it's going to run down the sides now, but I don't think I did. Now I think that when this evaporates and shrinks down, it's going to blend in pretty good. We'll look at it in a few minutes. Well, it's better. But not as good as it could have been. Okay, now step 15 has the bow pointed this way in the manual, and we've got it pointed this way on the table. I think the smart thing to do is turn the ship around. Now, I know we could also turn the manual upside down, but that'd be silly, wouldn't it? Especially being is that most of the stuff that we're going to be dropping down on this turret here is on the back side. So yeah, I like to have the model at the same orientation as the manual. Just sort of makes things easier, less chance of getting things backwards, especially if you have a couple of things that are almost identical or maybe mirror image to each other, and it would be easy to put them the wrong way. Now, I think in this, with this stuff here, there's not too much of that, although there are a lot of these little ventilators. Well, we'll worry about it when we get to it. And these ones here, now, remember I was saying that you should be able to tell by the shape of them where they're going to go, which way they should go. I would say that in all likelihood, okay, here we go. Have to go like that. And this one would go something like this. Okay, yeah. That's the way those are going to go. Now, I think we'll put these on afterwards, though. These will be the last, because they're going to sort of be in the way for putting these ventilators on. Let's sort of recompose here, and well, I guess once again we'll start at the far side and work our way around this way. I'll probably have to, I'll put the camera over here. Okay, the first one is C2. And C2 and C7 are mirror image to each other. And that fits in there pretty good. What is the next one? May as well get it in place and I glue two at the same time. And the next one is H28, and I've already chamfered down the bottom of it so it'll fit into the hole. That is, should I reshoot this? Oh my. Okay, try this again. Yeah, that's going to fit good. Alright, let's get our macro lens on and find our extra thin. Okay, change in plans here. I think I'll do the E9 and the E46 as well. And these are the ones, if you remember, that had photo etch where the intake is. Let's see if I'm having trouble with this, aren't I? Okay. Turn it, I'll hold it like this. Okay, that's where we put that photo etch. Now this might be a time where Gabe's swab might come into play to absorb some of the excess that is pooling down in the bottom there. We know that right now it's softening the plastic. Yeah. All right, let's try it. I've got one here handy. Now that plastic still should be sticky, as long as I don't smear it all over the place. I'll straighten that up later. Now I don't know if I should be getting a new swab or we'll just try this one here. Oh, I should have got a new one, I guess. No, I'm not going to do it. But if I was to try and swab this out right now, I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to get dark paint on the deck tan and the deck tan up the ventilator. I'm much better off just letting it evaporate and shrink wrap. And we'll look at the other side that we did yesterday, and you should be able to see that it is actually better. We'll try and get rid of some of this. Okay. Oh, my tweezer's going to be in the way here, isn't it? No, I don't know if you can see it, probably not from your perspective, but this one and this one are much closer to the barbette. Okay, just let me swing around here so I can see if those look straight or not. I'm kind of looking at them from this direction. Okay, I may have left it too long here, but just let's see if this will absorb. No, I left it too long. It's starting to dry and shrink wrap. So, but Gabe, I get what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. It's just that I guess I'm just not delicate enough for this. Now you will notice we have a hole right here and a hole right here. And this goes in one of those holes. I think it's this one, but on the manual right now it's not too clear which one of these is going to go in. So I think I better sort of page ahead. I imagine that one of these is, the other one is for a mushroom vent. At least I'm assuming it is. But it isn't showing in this step. Okay, I did just page ahead. And both these holes are for mushroom vents. This is the hole for that little pipe. I'll just zoom back in and see if we can get it in place. And then I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Okay, I'm going to use the applicator out of my my old Tamiya thin, because I think it's a little bit more pointy. Now I don't think I'm going to put any on the end of the pipe. I'm just going to I bumped this. Alright. Shove it in just a little bit there. How does that look? Okay. Okay, folks. I think that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.